We'll do a quick walkthrough.
Yeah. So we're out of breath because we just hiked a long ways. So we've had a lot of new subscribers to our channel the last month, which is awesome. So we figured we would just make this video and kind of walk through our property with you and tell you like what's where, how we got this property, and just kind of give you some backstory. And then for our subscribers who have been with us for a while and maybe just recently rediscovered us, we're gonna give you some updates and point out what we've worked on, what our future plans are. So yeah, come on and explore our 5-acre Idaho homestead. So we're standing on a county road right now. You enter from the northern side. We're actually standing on the southern side, but we're kind of, give or take 20 feet. We're on the southern boundary of our property, so the county road actually does cut through the eastern portion of our property, which is fine because there's 2 cabins further down the road from us, but they don't live there year-round. This whole valley we're in is pretty sparsely populated. There's one homestead further up. We've never met them, but we can hear their cows, and we've seen their horses and children on our game cameras. Scratch that. That sounds really bad. But we can hear their cows and hear their animals. And then everything else that surrounds us is owned by timber companies. And they are here kind of sporadically. We were told last summer that they were done for like the next 10 years, which is super cool if that's true or not, but we periodically see logging trucks coming and going on our cameras. Anyways, yes, we're down in the bottom part. This county road ends in a dead end, which is kind of nice for us because we don't get a lot of traffic, or we can tell who's driving down here because they think it's gonna lead to state land, and then we see them drive back out. But we're coming up on our little turnaround spot / quarry.
Our first home down here.
Yeah. When we first bought the property, the road was here and that was about it. It was truly like undeveloped-ish raw land. And so when we wanted to come up and camp and get some work done, we have been slowly excavating this. So we would park our truck and camper trailer down here.
And we only had, what, 8 feet?
Yeah.
So we've cut back into the bank quite a bit.
So much smoother. And this, on the other side of the county road, it's actually pretty steep. It's kind of a drop off. So it made turning around interesting.
But not anymore.
Yeah. But over the years, we've been excavating this, and we actually used a lot of the rock here in our driveway, which we'll show you in a second. So we bought this property in spring of 21.
Sure.
That sounds right. We've been looking for a while. We knew we wanted, like us and everyone else in North America, knew we wanted some kind of property just to build on, just kind of have in our back pocket. But the problem is we're not millionaires. We don't have a house to sell and make $1 million off of. So our budget was pretty limited. So when we first started filming, it was actually us looking for property. So the videos were really boring and cringy, and it was just us driving all around North Idaho and trying to find little properties for sale that we could afford. But then this one came on the market, and it was it wasn't sight unseen by us, but the owner had bought it several years prior and had never seen it, and he was just like some developer guy out of Texas. Is that right?
I think he was real estate.
Real estate, and he'd never seen it, so he just bought it and sold it, and we actually offered under the asking price and got it, which is pretty much unheard of in North Idaho at this point. So yeah, then we get the property, and we've been working on it ever since. Our property is a rectangle. So right now we are on the eastern side, and our property boundary is just right up ahead. And then we still have like this little chunk down here that we honestly don't do anything with because it's steep and we just haven't done anything with it. So one of the first things we did was we started to level this so we could drive. When we first bought the property, none of this was here. And it was like that. It was pretty steep. We could barely get the truck up it. But the last few years we've been grading it and bringing in rock. There's a quarry up the road, which is self-serve. We love them. So we can get a lot of work done on Sundays. And then Luke's little brother does a lot of excavation. So he was able to help us. But the very first project we did was putting in this gate. And today, I think that's our most watched video. Right?
I think so. Also the most miserable video we've ever made.
It was about 20 degrees hotter than it is right now. And one quick thing about this, our mountain, I wouldn't call this a mountain, but our hill that we live on, is it's clay. So when it's wet, it turns to snot, and when it's hot and dry, it's concrete. And we thought we could come up here with post hole diggers and dig 2 big holes for our gate posts, and we did it all by hand. And it was really hot and really miserable. But hey, the gate looks great.
Still standing.
Still standing. So we keep this closed when we're not here, obviously, or when we spend the night. In the evening, we lock it up. But it's really just kind of to let people know that there's people here. Like, obviously, if you really wanted to get onto the property, you would just walk around it.
But then our booby traps will get you.
Right. So this kind of just lets people know, like, there's movement here, don't come onto the land. And also, periodically, we've left large things up here that you would need to tow out. So this kind of deters people. Interestingly enough, when we bought the property, there was a lot, but one of the things that was here was this old little platform. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it's still here.
Oh, that's right. But all of this wood was just kind of scattered, and it's just old, crappy lumber. But there's some cool beams in here that, like, they don't even, like...
At one point, there was a fairly decent structure up here.
Yeah.
That wasn't made out of tires.
And the best we can tell is the property was bought by a woman in the 70s. And it had been very heavily logged. And this whole area is owned by logging. So I don't know if logging owned it and then sold this parcel for whatever reason, or it was all bought at the same time and this private owner got this piece and logging got the rest. But as you can see, our driveway is not finished.
Got close.
All in good time. For those of you who are new, we don't live on the property full time. We still have jobs and a mortgage and responsibilities. So we basically come down here on weekends or wherever we have time. Luke will take time off work sometimes to come down. So this is a marathon, not a sprint. And every time we come down, we try to get a project done. So, yep, and we cleared all of this. So originally, like, I think the driveway came to here-ish. And it was very steep. So over the years, we've come out, and that's the other thing. We don't own heavy equipment, nor do we have $40,000 in our back pocket to buy one. So we borrow, you know, we kind of barter. We've rented before. So we leveled all of this. Was this last year we did all of this?
This was been like a 2 or 3 year set process.
So eventually the plan is we will have this base, this heavy rock, and then that smaller rock over all of this. And it's gonna be a while and it's gonna be really expensive, but it's gonna stop the erosion. And also, like I said, this dirt looks hard and dry now, but if it rains, it turns to snot. And we have been stuck here before and we don't wanna have that happen again. So there was a little structure like here, and we ripped it all up and that's what's left of it.
We're pretty sure that was an old wagon.
Yeah.
That we probably should have tried to take better care of.
Well, I think we can still salvage it, but there's like metal
Problem is,
pieces on it.
we tried to save it, but
It's so heavy.
Whenever it's in the way, you need it moved right now.
So you drag it.
So you just do what you gotta do.
Yep, and then this is all our property here, and I'm still traumatized from when I was back here and I came out with like 50 ticks on my legs. So I don't go back there as much. But this is from our Yanmar tractor. That's broken right now. But yeah, this is where we used to camp a lot more before we cleared the upper part. But, and then our property continues. And our property's not steep, but it's not flat, so it's sloping.
But it's gentle, and it'll be a slope, then a flat,
Yeah,
then a
it's
slope,
not bad.
then a flat.
So this is one of our newer places we've leveled. Earlier this summer, we came out here and really widened this out. This is probably the flattest-ish spot on the property. Now my favorite part. This is Tire Mountain! And Tire Mountain didn't always look like this, but we built it. So what makes this property unique, and probably eventually down the line a pain in the butt, is there are approximately 700 tires on the property. And they were all used right here to build this. So, the best we can tell is the previous owners were trying to build some type of earth home using the tires. And we were told by our neighbor, one of the cabins further down the road, a couple miles down the road, that the county came in and stopped him.
Thank God.
And that's all we know.
Couldn't have stopped him about 500 tires earlier.
There used to be a wall of tires here, which is what Tire Mountain is made of now. And you could kind of tell it was like a square, like a house. But man, so each of these tires that are the stacks that are still standing, there's a post in the middle with that clay, and every single tire is wired together. I don't know how they had the time or the energy or why they did it, but we've been slowly chipping away. And just to answer your questions, no, we're not going to keep the tires. No, we're not going to build an earth home with them. No, we don't want to use them to build a road. We're going to get rid of the tires. We just have to figure out a solution that's not going to bankrupt us or land us in federal prison. And the reason for that is we don't want them. We don't have a use for them. Their tires are quite toxic, and I just don't want this on our property where we eventually might grow food or something. I just want them gone. So we have a couple ideas. If you want tires, well, let us know. Come get them. They're all yours. But one cool thing about this area though is our seasonal pond, which is more of a sad mud puddle right now.
It's getting better.
This pond is just runoff, we think. There's no spring or anything. Pretty much every year we dig it out a little bit deeper, which means the pond lasts longer every year, which is really cool. But we've got a couple of game cameras set up, as you can see. And we've seen quite a bit of everything coming to drink out of this, so just kind of handy. We don't have water on the property. I wish we did. We have this seasonal pond, and then there's a stream south of our property, but it's not on our property, unfortunately. But anyways, yeah, this is the tires. Oh, the tires. Let's go.
Should we go out the back door? Or?
Oh yeah, let's go out the back door. So yeah, we will probably realistically never have running like on demand. We won't drill a well, is what I'm saying. Wells in this area, there's a handful, enough that we would probably hit water, but how much was the last time you got a quote, babe?
I never actually got a quote. They just tried to pull up some records from wells in the area.
It's not cheap, let's put it that way.
But with how much groundwater saturation we have up here, I think we do okay.
So, yes, we're back on our road. So this is a continuation of our driveway, and it leads up to our cabin site. Our property extends quite a bit further that way. We have just over 5 acres. In truth, we wanted more, but this is kind of all we could afford at the time. But it's perfect for us. It's very, very dense, as you can see, and not a lot of tree coverage compared to the neighboring parcels. But there's actually another road down there that also cuts through the corner of our property. And I think eventually we'll clear more just as we expand. So now we're heading back. We're going up, but we're going to the southern edge of our property again. And this is where our cabin site's gonna be. So it doesn't look like much now, but give it time. So we've been working, if you've been watching our last like 10 videos, we finally started our off-grid cabin this summer. So we've got our platform all finished. We just have a blue tarp over it so it stays dry. From here on, our next step from here is to put walls up. So the cabin is gonna be 12 by 20, right?
Yes.
12 by 20 with a sloping roof. And the tallest part of the cabin is gonna be 12 foot from here. And the back will be 8 foot. And we're hoping to have a loft for a bed up top. And then eventually we'd like to build a deck, but that is well down the line. We would just like to get this cabin done. Our goal is to have the cabin dried in by winter, or by the first snow. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But we're gonna try. And we picked this spot because it's the highest point on the property and we just kind of liked it. We don't have spectacular views, but at least from here you can see like the surrounding hillsides, which is really cool. And we kind of like that you can see most of the property. So where I'm standing now, we're envisioning like the kitchen kind of being here, bathroom slash shower here. The loft will be over my head, and then the stairs will be here. And this will kind of be just like a sitting living room. Don't ask us where we're gonna put the wood stove, because we don't know yet. And we would like to eventually build a deck, like I said. So, because we're not gonna have like running water, I think the plan, we're gonna experiment, and we've never done this before, is we're gonna try to do rainwater collection and then do a gravity fed system, which seems like the best solution. But yeah, we are really excited about this. It's been a long time coming. Just really looking forward to having a place to come relax and work on more projects. It's gonna be fully off grid. We will do the solar panel thing and use that to charge batteries. I think some long-term plans after the cabin are done, I'd like to try my hand no-till gardening. I'd like to try my hand at that. I'm not a super big gardener, but when you're homesteading, might as well. So those are some like further down the line plans. I think for right now, we're just really excited to be building this, working on it, and we've been documenting the whole thing, documenting our misadventures as well. Normally we would take you down to that part of the property, but it's really dense and it's really hot and the bugs are really bad. So we'll probably just send the drone over there or find some old drone footage, but it extends quite a bit. And there's actually an old growth cedar grove down there, which is really cool. Because we have no neighbors around here, and there's really only one family that lives here full time, and they're further back. They're the one we can hear their cows. We have a lot of wildlife in the area, which is really cool. So we have about 4 or 5 game cameras that we check periodically. And at this point, we have seen everything but a bear and Sasquatch. We've seen, you know, elk, deer, coyote, bobcat, moose,
cougar. Wait, did we see? Yeah, we saw.
We have seen the cougar. So we were told by one of our other neighbors that there is a single cougar. This is his or her lair. This is his mountain. So we have seen that cat, and let me tell you, it is one healthy looking kitty. So he's eating good, or he or she is eating good. Yeah, in kind of a nutshell, this is it. We've just, like I said, we didn't sell a house and make a ton of money. We just kind of build when we have funds and resources. So it's taken us quite a few years to get to this point, and it'll probably take us, a few more years until the property is where we really want to see it. Oh, there's a hummingbird. Let us know if you have any questions about this property, about our build, suggestions, hate mail. We welcome it all. It's been really exciting seeing a bunch of new subscribers and new faces on our channel. So we're just happy to have you along with us on this ride where we just chip away at our projects and take you along with us. Yeah, so if you want to support us, just keep doing what you're doing, keep watching our videos. We do sell our own merchandise. We make it. We have a heat press, and I have a background in graphic design, so I design a lot of stuff for us. So this tank top is for sale on our Etsy. It's got our trademarked logo on the back. And then we've currently got some hoodies, like the one Luke wears in a lot of our videos. So if you're interested in helping us out, go check them out. But otherwise, yeah, make sure you subscribe to our channel and follow along. And we've also got Instagram and Facebook as well under the same name. If you're interested, check it out. But yeah, let us know if you have any questions, and thanks for following along.